is Hannah Bethel. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I write country music. For as long as I can remember, I have always wanted to entertain people. When I was a kid, I was constantly making up songs and skits and trying to get people to listen. And I loved the reaction I was able to get out of people. I loved making people laugh and think and feel something with my performance. And to this day, I'm just totally in love with live performance. I grew up in northern Michigan, which is very beautiful. It's a great place to be a kid, but there were not a lot of creative outlets for young people, so I had to create opportunities for myself. When I was 14, I started writing and playing guitar, and I would play anywhere that they would have me. I did festivals, bars, shopping malls, restaurants, talent shows, just anywhere I could get. And I always knew that I wanted to move to Nashville and make country music, so when I was 18, that's what I did. I went to Belmont University for 2 years when I first moved to Nashville, and I absolutely loved it. I loved being able to focus all of my energy on music. During my second year at Belmont, I started to get really involved in the songwriting community in Nashville, and I started making a record, and it just became clear that I needed to transition to being a full-time musician. The first record that I made in Nashville was called No Stopping Standing Parking, and I recorded it at Ricky Skaggs' studio in Hendersonville. And that record really opened a lot of doors for me in the songwriting community in Nashville. And after that, I spent the next 2 years pretty much just writing. I was writing 5 to 6 dates a week. I was reading as much as I could, listening to as much music as I could, just trying to figure out what this formula was for creating the perfect song. Towards the end of those 2 years of writing, I met Andy Sheridan through a friend of a friend, and we hit it off right away. He really was able to grasp my vision as a writer, and we made my next record together, and it's called the Freedom EP. Now I ain't cheap, but he stays for. I loved the process of making the Freedom EP. For the first time, I had an amazing co-producer, and I had these songs that I felt could really stand up against anything. And I called it the Freedom EP because I felt like I finally had all the tools I needed to give me the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do with my music. The first single off the Freedom EP is called Nowhere Left to Roam, and we made a music video for it that I created with J. Brian Dill.
2, 3. Hold my hand, hold my heart, keep me safe in the dark. And when the night turns cold and I've got nowhere left to roam, won't you let me stay with you a while? Well, I was born a rambling woman, I got living in my bones. I have found a place worth staying since they gave me my name, and never knew nobody felt like home. But you did things that make me feel like I can taste the sky. You take the restless parts of me and just show me what it's really like to fly. Oh baby, hold my hand, hold my heart, keep me safe in the dark. And when the night turns cold and I've got nowhere left to roam, won't you let me stay with you a while?
I grew up listening to country music and classic rock. My dad had this great collection of just iconic records that he would play in his garage when he worked. He'd play Rumors, play Fleetwood Mac, greatest hits of the Eagles, James Taylor, Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. So I got to hear a lot of really great rock music from him. And my mom always played the great women of country, so I got to listen to Tammy Wynette, Martina McBride, Leanne Rimes, Faith Hill, Reba, Patsy Cline. So I feel like both of those sides of the spectrum in music listening have really influenced me as a writer and as an artist. Over the past year and a half, I've really been focusing on my live performance and touring as much as I can. I've been able to play shows in Alaska, Arizona, Oregon, Maryland, New Jersey, Ohio, Michigan. I've really just been all over the place this year, and I'm really grateful. And I've really enjoyed just getting to meet country music fans from all over the U.S. and seeing how much music means to someone who doesn't pursue it as a career. It's cool to see how important it is, how important music is in everyone's lives. The second single that we released from the Freedom EP is called Medicine, and I created a music video for it with Kylie Harris. And I'm really excited about this video because we were able to incorporate a lot of stop motion animation, which is where you compile a series of still shots into a sequence to create a video-like effect. And we wanted to create a music video that really fit the fun vibe of the song, and it was also visually much different than what you would see in a typical country music video. And actually, both the video for Medicine and Nowhere Left to Roam have been added to rotation on the Country Network, Zeus Country, GAC.com, CMT.com, Kohl's department stores, and a bunch of other retail outlets across the U.S.
What else can I say? Nobody makes me feel the way, baby, you do. And what else can I do? Nobody heals me like you, baby, you do.
Medicine has also been doing really well, especially overseas. We just found out that it was number 11 on Belgium radio and a top 50 on Japan radio. Now we are getting ready to go into the studio to make another record, and this record I'm really excited about because we're going to do a lot more experimenting with sounds and stretching the limits of what I can do as an artist and what my songs can do. But before we release it, we have one more single from the Freedom EP that we'll release. It's for the big country ballad of the record. It's called If I Don't Love You Anymore.
Sitting here beside myself, wondering why I feel so damn alone. Got a man that loves me more than life, and any moment he'll be coming home. Got these pictures in my hand of another man that he don't know. I push them all aside. Lord knows I tried to let you go. If I don't love you anymore, why do I still reminisce?
excited for everything that we have coming up in the next year. We just found out that the Freedom EP was named Independent Country Album of the Year on Examiner.com, which I'm very excited and very honored to receive. I'm very proud of this project on a personal level, but it's always great to have that kind of positive feedback from your audience. We have a lot of shows booked all throughout the U.S. and a lot more are being booked. So I can't wait to see you in your city and share my new music with you.
I push them all aside. Lord knows I tried to let you go.